Right. Well, thank you and welcome to the Chapter Champions meeting, our monthly meeting, 7th of April 2026. It's good to see some celebrities in the room here
Yeah.
from our chapters around the world. Very excited to hear what's going on and to share with you the updates. So, here's an agenda of what we have on the cards today. So, Lou's going to update us on his travels and his new inspirations and things that we're rolling out. Then Allan's been beavering away on his Agent MonDAI, working like crazy through the weekends and through the nights, and he's going to show us a little bit on that. David didn't confirm, so we'll skip that one. And then Senya from Paris, a check-in from Malta. James is going to give us an update there. And then Pat with the reinvigoration of Stamford. Excited to hear more about that. And then Cole has done a little bit of work on the survey that we did to give us some feedback on that. And then we'll just open it up to anybody in the room, like Rich or Eliza, just to give us an update on what they're up to. So over to you, Lou, to kick off and give us the lowdown on the latest of
Okay.
Crypto Mondays.
Okay. Thanks, Robin. And hey, Rich. We were yapping a little earlier, but so you're the only one that I haven't said hello to. So glad you can make it. Let me share my screen here. There we go. Um, so yeah, is I think about Crypto Mondays, we really have three major things that we're working on. And that's the meetups, and that's helping them to continue to grow and optimizing the value that we're able to provide the community. Monday, which Alan's going to talk to you about, and this is our community management AI agent. And yeah, I think we really have the opportunity to change the world with this. This is I'm as excited about this as I've ever been about anything at Crypto Mondays. Obviously everybody on this call, I assume, believes that AI is going to change everything, and we're really at the forefront of it. And it's going to change the event space. It's going to change how people connect. And I think we're one of the first people who really have a community to leverage and are thinking about this, deeply and have the, technology wherewithal to execute. And it's an amazing time to be alive. And then the third is the Decentralized AI Agent Alliance. I'm just going to run through all these real quick. So by the numbers, 64 active chapters, 23 countries, more than 150,000 members. And we all talk about it. We should all be using the kind of the same numbers. So these are the ones that we're using. Um, yeah, I'm very excited about announcing these three new sub brands. We've actually been um, leveraging these sub brands in New York over the last 3 months, or at least a version of them. And in New York for since late 24, the first Monday has been Crypto Monday Wall Street, the second Crypto Monday Decentralized AI, and the third Crypto Monday Bitcoin. And now we're coming up with kind of three new sub brands. We're renaming them. Those are just in New York, and so this is for global usage. And the first brand that we're rolling out is Bitcoin Mondays. So dropping the crypto and just going with Bitcoin Monday. The first one will be in Vegas at for BTC Vegas on April 27th. And I think the first city or country that will only be Bitcoin Monday will be El Salvador. And We'll hopefully be launching in El Salvador in a couple months at Bitcoin Monday El Salvador. And then dropping the crypto Mondays because crypto, yeah, obviously I'm a huge fan of it. But it means different things to different people, but still leveraging the Crypto Monday brand. We're going to move it to called CM Institutional. And the RWAs are having a moment in crypto. The biggest thing happening in crypto, it dominated East Denver. They just had the Digital Asset Summit in New York. It was a mob scene. Um, yeah, I think other areas will emerge, but right now, institutional is the area, and we're really well positioned. It's certainly in New York. We've been running Crypto Mondays Wall Street for more than a year. Had another packed event last night. Also, we talked to other cities. London has always been highly institutional, and so they'll be part of the crypto money institutional brand as well as Paris. And yeah, I was just talking with her about it. Stanford. Pat, obviously, the Stanford Greenwich area, is one of the most institutional, strongest institutional branches. So look forward to you guys being deeply involved. Also, Malta, James, that's another, I think there's a lot of institutions, there can be leveraged. And, one of the most recent chapter in Andorra as well. That's another highly institutional area. And then the last is Crypto Monday Decentralized AI. We've been running with that brand in New York. We had a mob scene March 30th for Banker. It's a super hot company in the space in New York. And yeah, we had over 200 RSVPs for that. And again, we'll be at the major events. Next week is Crypto Monday Paris as part of Paris Blockchain Week. And lastly, the Decentralized AI Agent Alliance. We're now 200 founding members. It's 15 up in the last month. We just had our monthly general meeting the first Monday of every month. Yesterday, it was a great the head of AI for Near. So we're really getting world-class speakers at the forefront of what's going on. And that is it.
Well done. Thanks, Lou. That's awesome. Wow, lots of things happening. I like your cap.
Ah, we should. Does everybody know where to go if they want to get one? If they tell Robin their birthday, we'll buy you one.
There we go. Right, well, over to Alan on Agent MonDAI.
Okay, I'm going to do a quick run through of this as soon as my share comes up. Okay, everybody see my screen?
It hasn't come yet. It says you. There it is. It's arrived now on mine.
You
It
got a lot
took
of
a while
unopened
to come.
emails.
Took
Oh,
a
it's
while to
sharing the
come to
whole
Portugal.
screen. Shoot. Hold on. It's supposed to be a window. For some reason, this is being very slow.
Welcome, Danny.
I'm not sure this is going to work.
The demo gods are not with us.
I just went through a complete test on Meet, but for some reason. Okay. Just decided to go
There we
back.
go.
There we go.
The login
Okay.
screen we got now.
Yeah, let me jump into this. We've
Well
got
done.
Agent MonDAI here. I'm going to sign in. And the premise here is, and part of the design is, our mission is to teach people about crypto, Web3 items. So this has a Web2 look at it, so people feel comfortable coming in, but it's going to have a lot of Web3 stuff behind the scenes going on. We've got a dashboard where you can see community news. Upcoming events will show over here. Your recent activity will show over here. Some numbers on new items that have been posted, so you know what's going on. There are some sponsor banners over here. We've got events. So this goes out to Luma, pulls in things so you can see it all in one place. We've got all the upcoming for featured events that are going on, featured guests, I should say, which is Crypto Mondays on Zoom. And you could go back to look at past ones if you want to see what's going on, and those will link to YouTube once they're posted there. We have an archive going all the way back to 2023 of all the guests that we've had that you can search on by title, by description. You can search the transcripts. You can look at a particular summary if you want to and see all about that particular one. You can actually read the transcript if you want to look at any of this. On the learn side, we have, we have items here that will be populated where you can go to learn outside of Crypto Mondays. Some of these will be partners, some of these are just interesting items that you can go out, courses that you can go out and look at. On the earn side, we have different elements that will be populated from different times. You can go out and earn or find jobs. We'll have job postings in here, grants, lending, liquidity, etc. On the Connect side, this is where we get a little bit more interesting. All of the members who have signed up for Crypto Mondays for the collective in the past, we took all of the profiles and put them in here as a starting point. So if you want to find someone with similar interests, this is another profile that I have for testing. Anybody who has a similar profile that I do will show up here. You can also find people by the different tags that they have. So if I want to find someone that has blockchain skills, I can find out all of the different people. And you'll see a lot of these are pending invites. So the initial people who go in here, if they find someone that is not signed up yet, but they have a profile, they can click on connect, send them a little email, and it'll invite them into the application. So we'd like to have everybody start inviting everybody else at some point once we get through our next phase of deployment here. And we also have an area for the chapters. So if you designate in your profile that you are a member of a particular chapter, I am not really a member of New York City because I'm in Arizona, but for testing, we were testing this out here. We have a list of all the different chapters. Another place that you can invite these people, the chapter leads that are designated for these chapters to connect with. So anybody coming in can do that. We have resources for chapter leads. Right now, we only have one thing in here, but you have the ability as a chapter lead to go in and create a resource. Maybe it's a tip on finding a venue, or how to deal with AV equipment or whatever it is. But you can post these things for everybody else. It's either chapter specific or it's for all chapters. We have communications. So if you want to put something that will show up on the main page in the company news, you can plug it in here and you can see your recent posts that you've put in. There's also a guide that would be filling out some more on how to get the basics of this. And everybody has a profile. So you can put in your bio, you can update that form that you may have filled out a long time ago. You can have this particular bio updated now, your home chapter, your skills and interests, your social links, and privacy controls. So a lot of this right now is framework, and we're still populating it with data. We have a whole back end that hasn't been totally integrated with this yet. And we have KBAI, where we're taking a lot of information and it's building semantic relationships between events and people and companies.
It's KBAI is a knowledge base.
A knowledge base, yes. Built specifically for building those types of semantic relationships for large organizations. And you'll be able to communicate with that. Here's a basic AI assistant, but Agent MonDAI itself will be a multi-agent orchestration behind the scenes that'll be helping you through these that you'll be able to communicate with. Right now, it's just more or less an LLM that you're going through, but you can actually limit it to the knowledge base once it's populated. That part hasn't been deployed yet, but you'll be able to search on people and you'll be able to search on the community knowledge base itself. So we were thinking that the chapter leads would be a good place to potentially start if you're interested to poke around in here once it's up and going. Got a couple more steps of deploying it on a test server. Right now, it's still on a development server, and once we do that, we can be sending out invites. Any questions?
Yeah, let me make a couple comments first.
Sure.
Sorry. Um, at a macro level, the way that we're thinking about this is, right, people come to Crypto Mondays to learn, earn, and connect. And so now with AI, we should be able to help our community members do all three of those things significantly more. We should help them get better at those things. That said, there are a lot of people, a lot of places where people can go to learn. We're partnered with Wayne from Crypto Monday New Orleans. It's got an organization called LearnVest. Um, and there are lots of places you can go to earn. Obviously, what makes Crypto Monday special is the connections that happen, the IRL connections. And I think leveraging technology, we can dramatically enhance those connections that happen at the Crypto Mondays that help with the follow-up after meeting at Crypto Mondays, and that can connect the Crypto Mondays communities, globally. And then we can grow well beyond the Crypto Mondays community as well, in terms of, the idea is to eventually open source this, and any community can leverage it. And the more communities that, are on it, the smarter it will get. But we're at day one today, and so the idea is Allan said, for those who are interested, help us pound on it and figure out so if things are broken, what things you like, and as you think about it, where we should help us with the product roadmap going forward. Right, this is all about finding product market fit and finding how we can really give utility to our community members, and broadly the community members, but that also includes each of the individual chapters. Right, this should really be a tool to dramatically help you, manage your individual city's community dramatically better.
And there is this feedback system within here, but instructions will be sent out for that too in the invites.
Great. When should we expect to get that? In a couple of weeks? You said you're still working through it, Allan?
This is just about ready. I just have to move it over to another server, set up all of the URL and the email, and et cetera, et cetera. But in the next couple of days, I'm hoping before the end of the week,
Okay, great.
we'll be able to get in here and start playing with it.
This looks,
Terrific.
first of all, to whoever's been working on this, I mean, insane kudos, because this looks awesome. And even
Yay,
for
Allan.
me personally, the moment I saw that open cloud setup tutorial, I'm like, that's the first thing that I'm going to. So just wanted to ask first, yes, I'm guessing this will be rolled out to the chapter heads, but eventually, when you're thinking, end game proper launch, will this be accessible to normal Crypto Mondays members?
Yes, to everybody. I mean, we want to get everybody in here we can, get thousands of people, and then start having, anybody who attends Crypto Mondays, if they want the resource, jump in here. If they want to find a Crypto Mondays, if they want to start a Crypto Mondays chapter, this can be the place to go to, find your community, basically.
Amazing.
James, I'm very, very aspirational here. I was there. You remember, I was running Bolt, largest social network in the world, when Facebook was launched, and I really believe that kind of all of social media, social networking, really started when Facebook introduced the newsfeed. And for now, literally 20 years, the newsfeed has dominated how we connect with each other. And the sad part is, and actually Zuckerberg just was talking about this in an interview earlier this week, is the newsfeed initially started connecting us to our friends, and now the newsfeed largely connects us to fake news. And I think there's the first opportunity in 20 years, I think, to rethink how social media is done. That leveraging AI, I think in 5 years it's quite likely that there will be a whole nother modality that, like the news feed, there didn't used to be one, then there was one, there will be a whole new modality. And, that's what, we're really trying to solve for with MonDAI. How do people connect? How can they connect better? How can we leverage these new tools? And, my guess is obviously we're not the only people working on this. And, the hope is somebody figures it out so we're not beholden to the rest of our lives to Facebook.
Thank you, Lou. So we got to crack on now because that was 15 minutes that took half an hour. So
Sorry.
I see David. No, thank you. It's awesome.
Well,
I see David's in the room.
let's continue on with this to the degree that there are any questions, because this is the most important thing. I mean, everything's important, but this is where the majority of our resources, at Crypto Mondays Global is going. So we want to make sure that anybody who's any of the chapter leads who are here have any questions. If anybody has any questions,
Yeah. Can you guys hear me okay?
Hey, Rich.
Yeah, no, appreciate it. I think that this would definitely be a great tool. One of the things, obviously, when you're managing other things, I think having a central point for those chapter leads to be able to send people would be great. Kind of just like the Luma, basically more or less a replacement for Luma that's more focused on specifically Crypto Mondays. So, yeah, that was just
Well,
my
I think
two
this
cents.
is about how it's a tool, I would think, to better leverage Luma.
Yeah,
Right? I don't know. Yeah, we're not going to replace it. I mean, Luma's actually okay relative to Meetup, right? Luma's awesome.
Yeah, and we'll own the Luma, so and we can build
Yeah.
it and do whatever we like with it. So that's because Allan's pretty much built this thing from scratch. So he understands it, and we can build it the way we want it to be. Great. Let's crack on. David, I see you in the room. I didn't get a response from you, but if you're in a position to give us a couple of minutes update on New York, that would be amazing because you're actually next on the agenda.
Yeah, New York has been amazing with all the events that's going on
Crazy.
and all the I feel like during the after DAS there was the DAS bump. Lou and I had a couple of events together and we had fantastic turnouts at PubKey and at the gallery. We're trying to make the art gallery, art tech space more of uh a monthly thing. I'm
Yeah,
waiting
in New
for
York, it's at New York, this art gallery on the corner of 57th and Park. So spectacular
I'm
place.
trying to I'm trying to secure that on a monthly basis right now. They have some internal things going on at the gallery that they have to work through. So I'm trying to assist them with that.
Can
This
I,
month,
David? I'm sorry. I need to jump, everyone at in at 12:30. But can I ask a quick question? Because locations are an issue for us. We've got our first location, but do any of here in the U.S. does anybody have a 501(c)(3) or has anybody organized under an LLC or anything? Because that's like the first question I get as we're speaking to
yeah,
potential locations.
uh, I have an
Oh,
LLC,
Eliza
but
says she's got one. There we go.
Yeah, I have a 501(c)(3 and I do it under that.
Okay.
And it's
All right.
out of New York, so I'm happy to connect with you about it. Yeah.
That would
Brilliant.
be great. Thank you, Eliza. I appreciate it because,
Yeah.
but I'll follow up with all of you on that afterwards. But thank you very
You've
much.
got to jump. Sorry, Pat, that we didn't get your update, but
No worries. I
we'll
gave
make
it
sure
earlier. It was good.
Great.
Thanks.
Dude. Have a good one.
Bye.
Ciao.
it's
Sorry, David.
interesting.
So any
It's
more from
interesting.
you?
I had never had asked that question outright, but maybe because I was known as a community organizer already. I use it when I need to, but I don't have the 501(c)(3), but I have the LLC for that. Um, but this month we're going to at the end of the month we're all going to be in Las Vegas, so that'll be exciting when we all help with the Bitcoin conference, calling it Bitcoin Monday. So all the team is going to be there. I looked at the video. We're going to host it on the top of the Las Vegas Circa Hotel. That's going to be exciting with the Las Vegas
Wow.
team. So I can't wait to meet all the Vegas crew there, Lou and I guess most of us going down there, and then the week after it's going to be in Consensus for Miami. So I'm excited about all those things coming up.
Sounds
Yeah.
exhausting. And David, how do you do your social media yourself? Because it's very effective and you're very active. Is that all done by you, or do you have somebody else who supports you
You
with
know,
that?
I used to be a little lazy about stuff. But then I realized I see a lot of the other groups very active on social media. So not other Crypto Mondays group, but the other. There's a lot of Web3 community organizations, and I realized that to stay relevant, I better be more active on the social media. So I've been doing it myself and trying to do it right away, as
Yeah.
opposed to later, which I kind of forget.
Yes.
Yeah. So I hope that's been helping, and I'm starting to see a lot more engagement on my LinkedIn and my X, and specifically,
Yes.
and
Very
and
good.
I think on Instagram I'm gonna start posting towards uh soon as well. So
Wonderful.
I'm glad you guys noticed.
Thanks, David. That's awesome. Well done. And it's we're moving to Paris. Senya, please just give a quick intro to yourself because I don't think everybody knows you.
Hi.
And
Hello,
yeah, what
everyone.
have you been up
Hi.
to?
Hi. Can you hear me well?
Perfectly.
So, yeah, we're gonna have a Paris event on 13 April. So basically like in a few days already. And for those of you guys who don't know, Paris Blockchain Week is one of the most important conferences of the year, especially the most important, and I would say, conference in Europe about blockchain. And actually, for those of you who don't know, the person who started Crypto Mondays in Paris, Michael Amar, he was the founder of Paris Blockchain Week. So he basically, Paris Blockchain Week basically started as Crypto Mondays. So basically, the Paris chapter was like, correct me, Lou, if I'm wrong, like the third chapter or one of the first chapters.
It was
And yeah,
the fifth
so
chapter, May of
fifth
2018.
chapter, okay,
Wow.
May 2018, yeah. So, and I took the leadership of the Paris chapter maybe like 3 years ago in 2023. Yeah, exactly 3 years ago. So let me share maybe, I don't know, I can share the screen. I have some permissions, whatever. Yeah, anyway, so I dropped the link in the chat for the event. So those of you who are gonna be in Paris, feel free to join our event. And also there will be the Bitwise head of Europe, Bradley Duke, who's gonna be a speaker, and we'll have a fireside chat also with Ethan Pierce as well, who already was a speaker in our side event of Paris Blockchain Week maybe like a year or two ago, where Lou was present as well. So yeah, happy to see you all today. And if you'd like to come to our events, or if you are in Paris, drop me a message. I'll put my Telegram here. So if you are in Paris,
Fantastic.
just text me.
Because I know Eliza's looking
Thanks.
for tickets, so maybe that's a good. Eliza, there's a contact for you. Great, Senior, thanks so much. That's amazing. Europe's really coming into its own, eh? Come on, man. I'm in Portugal.
Yeah.
We gotta, make a bit of noise.
Something I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
Something I forgot to mention, I just talked with Lou about it, that Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, is going to be a speaker during Paris Blockchain Week. So,
Really?
like the institutional is, and like the government is coming to crypto, like,
Oh my
seriously.
God.
So, yeah,
That's a good thing, eh?
some interesting news. Yeah. We don't know if it's good or not, but
Oh,
it is what it is.
Fantastic, Senior. Thank you so much. That's
Okay.
great. And the next up is James, Malta.
Hello, guys. So, hello from the humble island of Malta.
Lovely.
I mean, recently in one of our events, we actually had the pleasure of welcoming Lou himself, who I believe was never really came to Malta before. It really just popped by just to be at our event. It was awesome. So,
Yeah,
for the time,
I had an awesome time in Malta. Really, I strongly suggest it. It's incredibly beautiful, incredibly historic, and super nice people.
thank you, Lou. For the time being, all I can say is, I mean, right now we're just trying to find some ways to just lure some more people in. Not that there's any issue with the current community. We have very strong community. It's very intimate. We tend to have we have a guest list of 200 people, and they come in groups in rotations of 50. We tend to have about 50 per event. To be honest, I'm so glad that I was able to join this meeting because first of all, I got to check out the MonDAI, and that is about to solve a pretty big issue for me because a lot of times I tell people like, hey, if you're interested in these things, you should definitely come to Crypto Mondays, and they feel intimidated because they come and they feel, I can't keep up with whatever the hell these guys are talking about. But now, luckily, with especially the tutoring platforms, we can be like, hey, listen, it's okay if you're brand new in this. We actually have the tools provided by Crypto Mondays to help you get started on your journey, which is amazing. Now, honestly, we're just waiting for some of the bigger events, such as OKX and Sigma to roll into town, because until then, that's pretty much the problem you get when it's a small island. Things get a bit quiet, so you just kind of have to wait for it's kind of like when you're in an aquarium, you see a huge shark and those smaller fish by its sides. That's kind of like how we need to head our trajectory right now. We need to wait for a bigger event so that a lot of people come over, and then we can have some of our bigger events. But in the meantime, I mean, we have pretty solid community, and we actually had a really nice one yesterday. We had with our guest, we had a nice fireside chat. And overall, yeah, I mean, if I had to describe the progress of Crypto Mondays Malta, it would have to be slow but steady.
Good. What did they say?
I hear that's what wins the race.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah. James, thanks a million, man. Well done. Not a good showing for a little island, eh?
Yeah, a little bit of support. And thanks for having me.
Cool, dude. And then over to Cole. Cole's going to give us a bit of feedback on the survey that we did. Thank you, Cole.
Okay, give me a second. Okay. Okay, should be sharing my screen. You see that?
That's it. We got it.
Yeah. So the survey was given out in 2025, and a little kind of overview of who we did survey. We surveyed at the time 18 chapters from the US, UK, Ireland, Portugal, Spain, Lithuania, about 30% of the total active chapters at the time. The majority of them were meeting monthly, some bi-weekly or quarterly. And they mainly were around like 20 to 50 members, with most of the events getting 10 to 50 people. But some of the larger chapters that we had apparently reaching about like over 100 people. So the survey showed that there's a lot of interest in streaming. Only 80% 80% of the chapters had only in-person options, but 72% of the chapters were interested in streaming. But a lot of the chapters said they needed support. I know that we're setting up a system with Swarm. I'm not sure what the current deal with that is, though, to kind of create a simplified way of just kind of streaming your events. But we might also need to look into kind of getting a better system of kind of telling people how and possibly helping people set up what they need to set up for streaming. And the main takeaways was a lot of people wanted more/better information for starting and growing chapters, and educational materials, which hopefully, that's part of what we're hoping MonDAI is going to be able to accomplish. A lot of the chapters also showed interest in help securing speakers and sponsors. And also, of course, like the last slide said, kind of interest in a robust, kind of accessible streaming platform. There's also a lot of interest in possibly collaborating on creating education materials, and also possibly doing multi-chapter sponsorships. That's kind of the main takeaways I got from the survey. Yeah.
Thank you, Cole. That was an exceptionally well presented presentation. Thank you so much for putting all that effort in. Yeah, I think is Danny the Swarm Danny on the call, or is that somebody else? Because anyway, it's interesting because we've got to find something to do with this, get the
Danny,
streaming rolled out.
it could be Danny from Crypto Monday Denver, Daniela,
Oh, is
or
Daniela? Okay,
Crypto
cool.
Monday Vilnius is Danny Ellis.
Okay, could be anybody, eh? Hiding there. All right, so but that's very interesting and good feedback, and I think it's good feedback for Swarm as well. So that's all. Then I just have a little bit. Let me just whiz through a couple of things that I've got. Yeah, if I can get it right. Um, uh, Large show. So sponsorships, we put a deck together and sent it out and marketed it on LinkedIn and on X. So with a bit of luck, we're going to trawl for some sponsorships because it'd be nice for us to get some kind of organized sponsorships that we can trickle down to the chapters. So we're in full marketing mode for that. Then on Swarm, as Cole said, we've been doing some live streaming, and Danny of Swarm has given us some improvements that he's made based on Allan's recommendations to them, because it would be unbelievably cool if we could have live streaming of events, or not even necessarily live streaming, but we captured all of the events at all of the chapters, because at the moment we don't see those. And if we could get those into Agent MonDAI and that knowledge is shared, it would make a massive difference to our community. And then press releases, thank you to Blockchain Wire. I invite anybody to submit press releases. We can publish them for you. If you have something specific that's particularly interesting, we're happy to feature that for you. Then thank you for the results, Cole, on the Learn Vertical survey. The Lumas, just a reminder on the Lumas, is to use your Crypto Mondays Luma calendar to publish your event, because then we can share results across. I'll show you in a minute. And also to publish it to the Crypto Mondays official Luma so that it's amplified across the network. And then our featured guests, we've got going with that this year. We've had a lot of success. We've got Gregor tomorrow of Swarm, formerly Swarm and Data Fund. And we've got two more lined up. We have Kyle Rojas of Ethereum Foundation in a couple of weeks' time. So that's going exceptionally well. And then please share the socials with us so that we can amplify for you. And then just a little bit on the Lumas. Just remember to make Luma at cryptomondays.io a member of your Luma so that we can have sites and we can share the databases across the network. And then to submit your event to Luma Crypto Mondays official. So we've got all the events in one place, which are now being picked up into Agent MonDAI, which when that starts going viral will give you a lot of traction. And as I said, please put your event onto the chapter calendar, not your personal calendar, because a lot of people are still putting it onto their personal calendar by default. I also did that for a while until I realized that I wasn't putting it in the right place. And yeah, that will give you exposure in Crypto Mondays official and Agent MonDAI. So yeah, that's all from me. So it's over to the room, and I think it would be nice to hear from others in the room, unless there's anything to comment on what's been said already. But it'd be nice to hear, Eliza, what you've been up to hear Louise, what's been happening in your area, and Richard, Rich, what's been happening in your neck of the woods.
I can go first. So Rich Chungong, doing Crypto Mondays Kansas City here. One thing that we're preparing for is the World Cup. We have, like I said, Messi, Argentina, Netherlands, and England all coming here for the World Cup. So one thing that we're planning on kind of during that time is that for our June Crypto Mondays, which is going to be during the World Cup, that we'll probably just do a watch party. And just have people come out for that specific day. So that way it's nothing too crazy. good networking. Like I said, have the ability, and maybe like I said with the Crypto MonDAI platform, people can be able to sign up and whatnot by that time. But I think that it's a great way to get kind of people in the room. One of the things that we've been doing here in Kansas City is not just only having the conversation, because I think it was James that mentioned earlier that sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming for a lot of people that are newbies to the space. So we've started partnering up with, how we can do, have conversation around, mental health in the crypto space, how people can be able to manage a lot of volatility, just kind of, stepping away from just the technical piece. And then also looking at last month for Women's History Month, we talked about how, different women around the globe are using cryptocurrency in different ways outside of just the traditional finance ways. So really just bringing different subjects and topics, so that way it's not just number go up and stuff like that. As many times most people, when they see the crypto space, they kind of have that hesitancy. So really just trying to change the topic, so that way the everyday person can kind of be able to see themselves or see some type of interest in that space. So yeah, and then like I said, just I do have a connection that I'll make an intro to for Lou and Robin for you guys. It's a lady named Lisa Riggs. She does custom socks. It's called Spirit Socks. I think that would be something cool to maybe see about, maybe different chapters getting their own kind of crypto Mondays kind of socks, or maybe it's a crypto Monday socks in general, just for the whole global chapters. But I work with the lady Lisa Riggs, and so I'll send over an email to you guys and see about getting everybody connected for that, because I think that would be something cool to maybe even use as a fundraising option, and maybe people can pay in crypto or something of the sort for their socks. So just wanted to bring that
Well,
up.
I wear socks almost every day.
Same here. Yeah. So just wanted to bring that up, and appreciate it as always, giving me the opportunity, and look forward to, like I said, catching up some more.
Awesome, Rich, man. Thanks for everything that you do for us. It's just amazing. So much enthusiasm. Cool. Thank you. Who else is here? Eliza, can you talk?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
We got it.
Good? Cool.
I
Yeah,
like the background.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Robin, for that. Yeah, we just had South by Southwest last month. It went really well. There's a lot going on. We had less than we usually do, but that was still like 30 people. I got to share that photo and some content with you guys. But we had Wes from Malta as one of our panelists, and Steph, who I met at East Denver. We had a couple people from Denver that I had met there come in just for it. So that was really fun. And yeah, it was really just quality over quantity this time. And I think everyone walked away feeling more inspiration, collaboration coming out of that. So I'm really happy about that. And yeah, I'm thinking to do a Women in Web3 thing next month. So also, when Rich was talking, the thought came to mind of like, is there a way maybe we could have a central point if there are like presentations or the streaming, the videos of the events, a place where we can share and get inspired by what others are doing? Because I'd love to see
It's a good
what you
idea.
guys did
Have a
in
gallery or
Kansas.
something. Good
Yeah.
idea. Great, Eliza. Thanks so much for the update. And you off to Paris,
Yeah.
are you?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make it on Monday because I have a first class I have to teach somewhere. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna send some guys I'm working with there, and hopefully I'll be there for the end of the week. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Danny of Swarm, thank you for your message. So thanks for listening in, and thank you to Swarm for everything that they do for us. And yes, I think we need to get that live streaming moving along. That would be super cool. And then Louise, are you able to talk?
Yeah, sure. Here I am.
Wonderful. Let's give us an update from Zurich.
Yeah, awesome. So basically, I just came back from Ethereum Can as well last week, and that brings me one idea that next year we should make a side event at the Ethereum Can for sure. because that was like a massive number of side events, people attending in queue for side events. So that's something we must consider as Crypto Monday's global community to be at these kind of conferences. And
And it's
regarding,
beautiful in Cannes.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And everything is so like 10 minutes away from the main stage. So everyone loves the event because everything is so close there. So I
Wow.
think if we can make it possible for one of the years to be there as a side event, that would be great. And regarding Crypto Monday Zurich, so we're just planning our next in real life event. It's going to be at the end of April with our partner Tenity and BitGet. We're going to talk about prediction markets. So there is a company here building in Switzerland a prediction market product. We're going to try to get him in the panel discussion to know about the complexities of building right now these kind of products because of compliance stuff. And yeah, what else exciting? We just partnered as well with Crypto Valley Association for the next event they have in May. We are working with them very closely on a community partnership where basically for a discount code they give us and we sell tickets, we just get 10% kickback on the tickets that we sell for them, which is a quite cool partnership. And also we get free tickets for the team, which the team always loves. The volunteers here, like when they get free tickets to go to conferences, that's a very
Ah,
good way to keep volunteers engaged.
That's a good idea. Because maybe, Alan, that's something we could put into MonDAI is if we got, we got ticket opportunities, we'd be able to market it through MonDAI and earn the chapters money for selling the tickets through our organization.
Yeah, definitely. That would be easy to add. You just have to post them
Yeah,
in there.
brilliant.
Yeah,
Thanks, Luis. That's great, man. Yeah, well done, eh?
awesome. Thanks for
Europe,
organizing that.
Europe,
Yeah.
yeah, here we go. Eh? Sorry, Americans. We coming, we catching you up, eh? Okay, cool, Luis. Thanks a million. Anybody else for anything else? Any thoughts, any contributions, any challenges, any opportunities?
And a quick question, guys. My Crypto Mondays is on the right-hand side or on the left-hand side on your screen? I'm sorry, I've been playing around with the graphics.
you got it
Yours should be
right.
back.
Left.
It's correct to me.
Okay,
It'll
because I'm
it'll
looking at
load
Correct.
myself
first.
and it's on,
Yeah,
I'm my right hand and it's on my
that's
right.
it. It is
But I'm
there.
looking at you guys and you guys have it all on the left.
Yes,
And
it to all of us, our own looks turned around.
oh, okay. All right, just
Yeah,
checking. Sorry. Just playing
yeah,
around with all the Zoom
yeah.
settings right now.
That's correct. Yeah. Well done.
Great
Cool.
graphics.
Well, any last words? Because what is Luce going once from anybody? Otherwise, we'll give you your 5 minutes back. Awesome. Lovely to have you all here. Amazing to hear what you've been up to. It's incredible, and thank you for sharing it with everybody.
Thanks, Robin.
Have a fabulous rest of the day.
Thank you, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Great day.
Thanks, Alan.
Bye.
Thank you guys.